और अब आइए चलते हैं बच्चों के अलबेले संसार में, उनकी लुभावनी कहानियों के संसार में। एक समय की बात है, दूर देश में एक राजा हुआ करता था। बस इसी तरह की कहानी के किसी एक सिरे को पकड़कर बच्चे खो जाते हैं कल्पना लोक में। कितने चित्र उनके जहन में तैयार होते हैं। ऐसे ही चित्रों के साथ बच्चों के लिए कहानियों को प्रस्तुत करना शुरू किया था अमर चित्र कथा ने सन 1967 में। पूरे 3 दशक तक अमर चित्र कथा देश भर में छाई रही। ये कथा बच्चों को कहानियाँ तो सुनाती ही थी, उनका मनोरंजन तो करती ही थी, इसके साथ ही उनके भीतर नैतिक मूल्यों को भी स्थापित करती थी। आज भी पुस्तकों की दुकान में अमर चित्र कथा के अंक आपको प्राप्त हो जाएंगे। इसकी एक वेबसाइट भी है। अमर चित्र कथा से संबद्ध श्री प्रतीक ध्रुवा जी आज हमारे बीच हैं, जो बताएंगे कि कहानियों का इलस्ट्रेशन किस तरह से किया जाता है।
Our story today is called Bando and the Water Demon. So let's begin. Bando the monkey was worried. He peered down from his tree, making little chattering sounds. What's the matter, Bando? Asked his friend Bindi. Our pond is drying up, Bando replied. We won't have water to drink. Don't worry, said Bindi. When it rains, the pond will fill up. But it did not rain. In fact, the sun became hotter and hotter, and the water in the pond dried up slowly till there was only a little bit of wet mud left at the bottom. Very soon, even that disappeared, leaving the mud hard and cracked. Oh, even if I dig the mud, there is no water, said Danti the elephant, scraping the bed of the pond with his trunk. I really do want some water, cried a baby deer. This can't go on, said Bando. We must find another pond. So Bando set off to look for water. He swung from tree to tree, holding onto the branches with his long arms and legs. Keela Kingfisher flew along with him. I need to catch some fish. I'm hungry and thirsty. Bando and Keela traveled to the edge of the forest. And suddenly, what did they see? That there was a big hill, and at the bottom of the hill, there was a sparkling blue lake. Yippee! Yelled Bando. Yowzy! Shouted Keela, and they rushed happily towards the lake. But their happiness was short-lived. Suddenly, just as they were about to drink water, a whirring sound filled the air, and out of the lake rose a whirling, snarling, watery shape. Who dares come to my lake? Screamed a horrible voice. It was a tall, scary water demon. The demon caught Bando and Keela in his watery arms and whirled them round and round, swirling, whirling, flowing and gushing, springing up and then downward rushing, swaying left and then to the right. The water demon held them tight, swirling, whirling, flowing and gushing, springing up and then downward rushing, swaying left and then to the right. The water demon held them tight. Oh, please, leave us, cried Bando. Only if you promise never to come back here again, screeched the water demon. We promise, we promise. Bando and Keela wept. The water demon swirled them and dropped them on some prickly bushes nearby and splashed off laughing. Ouch. Bando and Keela were sad. But suddenly, a small voice spoke up nearby. If you're thirsty, you have to wait till the sun sets. Looking at Bando and Keela was a grey-brown squirrel. She hopped closer and whispered, "That's when the water demon goes to sleep at the bottom of the lake." But the animals cannot come out at night to drink water, said Bando. I can't fish at night, said Keela. Can we, chase the demon away from here? Asked Bando. No, said the squirrel. He gets his power from the water and nobody can get him to leave the water. Bando thought hard and then he smiled. Then maybe we can make the water leave the demon, he said, feeling very excited. Huh? Exclaimed Keela. How are you going to do that? Come on, Keela, said Bando, waving goodbye to the squirrel. Thank you, squirrel. I have a plan. Bando called all the animals and told them of his clever plan. We need to make a long pipe, he told them. The elephants must go and bring as many bamboo stems as they can. The elephants went off to do exactly as they were told. Bando then asked the monkeys to get long strips of banana fiber. We will make a long pipe with bamboo stems and tie them together with banana fiber, he explained. That night, all the animals worked hard to make that pipe. When they had finished, one end of the pipe lay in their dry pond and the other in the water demon's pond. Now, Danti, you have to suck hard with your trunk and pull the water through, said Bando. Danti the elephant sucked with all his might. All of y'all need to try together with Danti, okay? 1, 2, 3. Once more. But nothing happened. Danti tried again and again. All of the elephants came together and then it was Danti's turn again. Finally, they heard a small gurgle. And that became louder and louder. And soon water came gushing out of the pipe. Splish, splash, sploosh. Hooray! Cried all the animals. By morning, water had flowed from one pond to the other. The dry pond was now full. All the animals came and they drank as much as they could. Suddenly, they heard a loud wail. What happened to my water? Oh, that's just the water demon wailing, exclaimed Bando. They all rushed to the edge of the forest, and slipping away quietly from the pond was a very small water demon. He had lost all his size because there was no water to build himself up with. The animals in the forest had enough water to drink, and they were happy once again. Whew. Wasn't that fun? Bando is really smart. And now, let's move on to our next story. And for this, we'll be traveling back in time and into mythology. Let's go back to the story space. And today's story is called Krishna and Kalia. So let's begin. Krishna and his big brother Balram were playing near the river Yamuna with their friends Mana, Sridama and Sukha. It's time to go home, said Balram. It's almost sunset. Mana found the ball quickly and the boys started back to their village, Brindavan. Then a terrible, many-headed snake slithered silently towards the river. It was Kalia, the Serpent King. Kalia had so much venom in him that the grass that he slid on dried up and became black. Then everything started to change. First, the river became a dirty green-black and then began to bubble with poison. It was a terrible sight, and it was not long before the news of this reached Brindavan. Nanda, who was Krishna and Balram's father, was the village chief. He called together all the people in the village. The river is poisoned. It is not safe anymore, he told them. Don't use the water And don't take the cows to graze and drink there either, he said, looking at Krishna and Balram. That gives us more time. That gives us more free time, whispered Krishna. Meet me near the Kadamba tree and I'll get a new ball and we can all play together. And before Sridhama could even answer, Krishna had run off. A while later, the boys carefully made their way to the river bank. Krishna was already waiting there for them, a new ball in hand. And so they started a game, tossing the ball to one another. And then suddenly, Mana surprised Krishna with a sudden throw. Krishna missed the catch and the ball fell straight into the Yamuna. The water bubbled and hissed as the ball vanished. Krishna, began Mana. I know, I missed the catch, I'll fetch the ball, laughed Krishna. Before the boys could say anything, Krishna had dived straight into the river. Krishna! Shouted Mana, running up and down the bank. What shall we do now? Cried Sridhama. Okay, everyone, go and tell my father what has happened, said Balram. I'll wait here in case Krishna comes out. The three boys sped towards the village as fast as they could, while Balram sat down. If I know my brother, I can guess the end of this adventure, he thought with a grin. Meanwhile, Krishna kept going deeper and deeper into the river. And right in the middle of the river slept the great snake, Kalya, with the ball in his coils. Krishna swam up to him. So, you threw the ball here and spoiled my sleep. And then he lazily lifted Krishna up in his coils and opened his mouth. Snack time! Krishna just smiled, shrugged his shoulders, and the coil just slipped off of him and hit the riverbed. Thunk! Kalya's red eyes opened wide in surprise. This had never happened before. So, you think you're smart, silly human, Kalya hissed as he caught Krishna tightly in his coils this time. Nothing escapes my coils. He hasn't the smallest chance, whispered a little snake who was watching. Our king will surely swallow up this boy. But Krishna easily slipped out of Kalya's coils again and dived to the left. Swish! Kalya whirled after him to the left and wickedly flipped his tail. But Krishna was not there. He had jumped to the right. Kalya lunged for Krishna, but he was way off the mark again. Where is he? Hissed the snake angrily. Round and round the riverbed, Kalya turns his many heads, swimming left and then to the right, trying to keep Krishna in sight. Round and round the riverbed, Kalya turns his many heads, swimming left and then to the right, trying to keep Krishna in sight. Blowing bubbles at baby snakes, such funny faces Krishna makes. Kalya swings his mighty tail. He's way off mark. He's missed again. Looking for something? Grinned Krishna, standing near Kalya's tail playing with the ball. And the chase went on. Face me if you dare, hissed Kalya, feeling very dizzy. And stop dancing! Oh, I haven't started dancing yet, laughed Krishna, but it seems like a good idea. And in one single jump, Krishna landed on top of Kalya's hood. And then he started to dance. It was a wild and beautiful dance. All the snakes watched in fear as Krishna jumped from hood to hood. Stop it! Stop! That hurts! Stop! Whimpered Kalya. Oh, please, please leave him, begged Kalia's wives. We will do as you say. Krishna looked at them and said in a stern voice, Go away from the Yamuna forever. But where shall we go? Asked the snakes. Go to Ramnaka, the snake kingdom. You'll be happy there, said Krishna. Now, quick, take me back to the surface. My mother will be very worried. And Krishna was right. His mother, Yashoda, was very worried. The villagers were preparing to dive into the river to rescue Krishna, when suddenly a defeated Kalia rose up from the water. And Krishna stood on the serpent's head, playing his flute and smiling his charming smile. What a sight it was, and what a sight it was indeed. Kalia gently lowered Krishna onto the riverbank. Then, with his big family, Kalia left the Yamuna forever. Yashoda knelt down and hugged Krishna as tightly as she could. But Krishna held up the ball and grinned. Hey, Mana! I missed the catch. I fetched the ball. Okay, so now that we've done the story and played the quiz, it is time for our activity. Now, for this, you will need a little bit of help from your parents and a few materials. I'll tell you all what those are. If the steps are going too fast, you can always just pause the video, complete the step, and then move forward. And today's activity is, we are going to make our own snake. Half a colored A4 paper, a small strip of red paper, some glue, a pair of scissors, and a sketch pen or a marker. So let's begin. Let's start with the body of the snake. First, take the half A4 and fold it into half lengthwise. Next, fold it into half lengthwise again. Open the second fold you made, and now you can make whatever patterns you want on the paper. Once you are done, take the closed side of the fold, leave about 1 or 2 inches on one side, and then make cuts on the side of the closed side of the fold. Make sure that the cuts are only halfway through and not fully. And be careful with the scissors. Next, open up the paper and fold the top and bottom sections onto the inside of the paper. This is what you're going to stick together. Then we can take some glue, apply it on one of the sides and then paste the other section on it. This will make a kind of a triangle with the cut portions on top. Be careful not to squish the snake in the process. Next, let's make the head. Fold the small section that you had not cut at the beginning, like shown. You can neaten it using a scissor. Next, take the red paper that you have and make a small rectangle. This is the tongue of the snake. Stick the small rectangle inside the head or mouth of the snake on the bottom. Once you are done with that, you need to carefully cut a small V on the tongue so that it looks like a snake tongue. Put some glue and stick the mouth of the snake together. Now, to make the eyes of the snake, take a sketch pen or marker and draw some cute eyes on the snake. There you have it, your very own snake. Alright, so that brings us to the end of our session. However, before I go, I have a small surprise for you. I've got a special shadow puppet story to share with all of you. Enjoy.
There are so many different creatures, and there's something different going on all the time. Unlike that ant line, where each one is the same as the next one. I'm going to be so happy here.
However, the ant did not have a nice nature. He soon began to be mean and make fun of others, including the kind elephant.
You're so big and bulky, and yet you have such a thin tail. It looks odd and doesn't even make any sense. Really, elephant? That's all you can say? Is that long nose of yours robbing you of your words?
What is all this noise about? Don't you know I'm trying to rest? I had a tiring hunt last night.
Oh, what happened to you, tiger? Black paint run down your skin?
Is this your friend elephant? Make him quiet or I will.
Watch it, Ant! Don't tease a tiger.
Ha! What will he do? Add me as a dot on his skin? Then he won't know if he's a tiger or a leopard. And what's wrong with you, monkey? Do you know how funny you look with your beady eyes and wrinkled face?
You horrid little thing. I should toss you over the trees and far away.
With what? That ridiculously long tail of yours? No proportion at all?
Look at me, proportion, perfection, I have it all.
Ah, that's what you think. Actually, you're just a mess of a color. Like you haven't decided whether you want to be purple or green or blue or yellow.
I'll get you, you pipsqueak.
Relax, Peacock. Ant just talks too much.
Oh, at last you found your voice, elephant. I was beginning to wonder you had swallowed your vocal cords or your flappy ears had blown them away.
You know, it is really hurtful for you to say such things.
Hurtful? How can anything hurt you through your thick, hanging skin? Hey, look at that funny thing. It doesn't even have legs. What can it do in this world?
When I sink my fangs into you, you know what I can do.
You think your fangs can find a way to get into my lovely little body? Ah! What? You're scared of that thing, elephant? Can't you use those big blocky feet of yours to stamp it?
I've been really patient with you, but now you need to stop talking.
Or what? You can't do anything. You're too big and too slow to run, too stupid to think, too old to... Hey! What are you doing? Where are you going? Not so fast. Let me down.
I thought you said I'm too slow. Surely you're not afraid of a little water.
Take me back to the land. I'll get swept away. I'll drown.
Maybe it'll be best for everyone if you do. No more nasty comments. No more making fun of everyone.
I'm sorry. I won't say another word about anyone. Please, I promise.
Will you apologize to everyone whose feelings you've hurt?
Yes. I'll do everything you say. Just get me out of the water, please. Sorry. I'll go about my work with my own family and mind my own business. I'm sorry. No more teasing. No more.